What up, chat? How loud is the music compared to my voice? A little louder than you are. Why is it not going down? Because I've been muted there basically. Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out real quick. If I can't figure it out today, I'll just mute the music for now and we'll look back on it tomorrow. All right, how's that? Perfect bet. So I just have to have it at literally almost the lowest volume humanly possible. If it's too loud at all, let me know. I'll just go ahead and mute it and I'll figure it out after stream. But how's your guys' trading day? What up, Bugs? The wild part is like right now, I can't hear any music because I had to turn my PC down so low. So it wasn't that loud. So I don't know what happened with it, but I'll figure it out. Microsoft. Ooh. Awesome day. Beautiful, beautiful. Took on trade, didn't let it ride. I feel that. I am openly interested in shorts today. I know people are probably going to be shocked. Oh my God, he doesn't want a long. I'm interested in it as long as ES and NQ stay below the open. If they start to get above the open, I go back towards that neutral aspect and we kind of see which way we go. Didn't let it ride and you still caught 173 points. That's a beautiful trade. It was better than my day because I did something really dumb, but not dumb to like where I lost money. There's one feature that I've talked about before that I don't absolutely love it. The Tradeify lockout feature on Tradeivate. I was like, oh, well, I don't want to trade my fundeds today because after stream yesterday, I took an NQ short. Caught that and I was perfectly fine. So I ended up taking that short, let it ride, went up, I think like 700 on the fundeds, whatever it was. So I was going to lock myself out of my accounts in the morning. I was like, I'll just lock myself out of my fundeds. So I locked myself out for the day. At that point, I realized the lockout features for your entire account and I couldn't trade for the entire day. I'm like, this is sick. So I had to trade Lucid evals at that point. Yeah, what I really want to pay attention to is NQ holding below the open. The only thing is, as we come now into this hourly close, we spiked the end of day session low and held on NQ. We didn't do it on anything else. So that's just something I'm keeping an eye on. For as long as we're below the open, I'm interested in shorts. And same thing with CL. As long as we're above the open on CL, I'm interested in longs. Overall, just looking at the daily charts, like it can make a lot of sense for all of these to test lower, other than NQ. I mean, NQ did technically fail to go lower on the daily, but looking at like YM, this would make a lot of sense for a push lower. Same thing with ES. Doesn't necessarily have to because we are at like daily supports. So I'm interested in seeing how we play out. It's just, I'm going to see how we react to the open before I look to do anything. Bro, NQ did keep ripping all day. Yeah, Trill, when I locked myself out, not even being like, I'm not just randomly picking, I locked myself out, I think around here-ish. And my whole thesis on the day was wait for a setup that I like for potential longs. the entire market just went parabolic, obviously. And I just sat on my hands. I'm like, well, that was a dumb decision. What up, brother? How you doing? You're looking for longs on MES? If we get above the open, I'm open to longs. I'm open to it. I leaned a lot more bearish right off the open. I didn't take any trades. I was kind of just being patient with it because I wanted that first hourly close, but now we're holding a little bit. We'll see how we react around the open. There's a chance we do end up holding throughout the overnight, especially with ES holding this 370s area. This little highlighted bar is kind of my pivot that I'm watching. On NQ, I was watching the 840s area, but if we get back above the open, that'd be out of my ballpark then. What up, Trade Wop? I'm doing good. Save money? I did. So I can't complain. I mean, I ended the day green technically. I just wasn't able to trade the New York session. What do you think of gold? I mean, gold's weak. Gold has seen a lot of a broader sell-off. Here, I'll let you do this because I just put out an entire thesis on gold. Where is it at? So if I do this, go here. This is the entire outlook that I had on gold after the market close. So we ended up getting below that 50-30 area or 45-30 area. If we get back above it, that's where I'm like, all right, now we can start to build conviction back to the upside. Anything below it, I'm more so interested in shorts because we are below, I believe it's last week's lows. And that's when obviously it just gets a little more bearish. So, but down here, I'm not looking to long gold. It's aggressively weak. It's not a trade that I love, especially because it's not a chart that I love. So I'm going to put most of my focus towards the other names, but gold is a relatively weaker name through and through right now. What up, Esso? What up, Ali? But no, I think gold's a weaker name for sure. With gold, it's going to be like something with the indices were 2 weeks ago. Keep trading the trend until it's wrong, you know? Brendan, sorry to hear that, brother, but you're doing it. What you just said is right. If you're focusing on trading for profit, you got to get your mind out of that. You got to get your mind back to trading the chart in the actual chart. Whether that be just trading small size and truly not caring about anything else, or whatever you need to do. For me, a lot of times it'll be either trading smaller size or just hiding every single aspect of P&L on my broker to where I actively cannot trade P&L at all. I think stock-wise, primary focus to me is going to be ES today. ES and oil. If NQ does set up, I'm open to take a couple of micros, but we'll see. Any recommendation for copy trading? I don't. I will only copy trade within a broker because I don't have a need to trade more than 5 accounts. I rarely trade more than 3 accounts copy trading. At most, it's usually 2 or 3 to me. So I know there's a lot that people use. I personally have never used one. I never plan to use one unless I am just micro scalping for the most part for $200 across 30 accounts. But even then, it's just not my trading style. I also don't want to put all of that through a third-party broker to where I have to put my orders in one account. They go through the broker. That sends it to a bunch of other accounts. And then hopefully those orders are all correct. I just don't like it. I trade very similar to Jake and Alan when it comes to prop firms with how I trade them. I want to focus on a fewer amount rather than compounding through a bunch. But I know people who do well in it. So if it's something you do, I'm sure someone in the chat probably uses a copy trader. They can give you some advice on. Appreciate you, Ali. Yeah, the funny thing is I literally cannot hear the tunes at all. J-Dot, after 6, I don't think they ban you. I think they just reset you. After your 6 payout, they just go, yeah, no, you have to do it all again if you want to keep trading with us. I don't believe they ban you. Can't buy new evals? Damn. No, I didn't make it a 6. Eldred, that's exactly where I want it. I want it that like volume-ish. So we'll see. I really want to just pay attention to how ES reacts around this open. So if we get above the open, there's a chance we do go for a break. If we go for a break, you can look for like 84, possibly all the way up to like 97 to 400s. Which on all the time frames, it can make sense because you're more so just an inside bar. The only thing I don't want to see is us make a 4-hour inside bar that at max gets up towards 90. I mean, it gives some potential for a trade, but there's not a lot at all. The nice thing is NQ did spike the low, so I think conviction can flip here. But give me some type of little base here, maybe on even like the 2-minute, and I'm open to taking a long. I just wanted to see us above the open before any potential longs. Interesting, J-Dot. I've never heard of that. It's better than elevator music. Victoria, it was the last thing I want to do, because I was thinking about what music to play. And I actually had the editor gave me this link. But I thought of like lo-fi, and I'm like, I do not want to put people to sleep on the Asia stream. I do not. I'd rather eat coins and trade GC right now. Valid. I mean, gold's going to be volatile. Gold can easily spike back higher. But it's not a chart that I have the littlest bit of interest in. And I know people are going to ask me multiple times on stream if I'm looking to trade gold. I'm not. I don't like gold. I would rather full port oil than trade that. Nice, Zay. Yeah, all I wanted a little bit up here. I guess the consolidation happened here. So I could have got in below the open. I just wanted to get us above the open first to build more so that conviction. At this point, I'm going to be looking for a rejection of this, retest the open, maybe potential for a move. But we're seeing some decent buying here, which isn't the greatest. Well, isn't the greatest for me getting an entry right this second. Beautiful part is if a bigger move does happen, we'll find entries. I'm also paying attention to potentially oil. Something like that. Look for the breakdown, 15-minute failure to go higher. You can look for like 103s. I actually might be kind of interested in that. What's the daily look like? Daily inside bar, 4-hour did fail to go higher. Hourly is a consolidation bar. If that breaks, I mean, you're looking down towards 103s, but like, does it have the amount of room where it's like, oh yeah, this is a great trade on oil is my question. And I don't know if it has that amount of room. I don't think it does. Could though. It's something I'm watching. I'm in 20 micros. Nice. Draco, fuck you, Ollie. How do you feel about 28,954? You mean the high of the session? Can be valid. Right? I mean, over the open, what should happen when we break the open, we should go tag the session highs if bulls are keeping control. Right now, we want to pay attention to how ES reacts around the session highs. If ES fails these highs and pushes back below the open, I'm no longer interested in longs. And it's going to be one of those days where that thesis may flip-flop depending on structure. But if we do end up holding ES getting back above the open, NQ will likely see the pushback up there. I would like to see ES retest the open. I just don't know if we're going to get that. And the problem here for me, the way I would want to see it retest the open is this candle close strong. Then the next candle come down, maybe get a pullback, a little retest somewhere, even a higher low. It doesn't quite have to hit the open, because then we build an inside bar that we can look to trade off of on the 5-minute. I really don't want to see this candle pull all the way back, because then we have an upper wick failing the high of day session, and that would kind of lose interest. I'm actually really tempted to take an oil short off this 15. Like really tempted. It'd be entry there. Stop would be 20 ticks. What up, Com? No, Victoria, I don't think people have given up on it. I'm going to take an entry on oil here with a short. I got in there. I'm throwing a stop just above this high. I'm going to go 20 ticks. So up there. Broader target for me. I mean, in all honesty, I love this. I do. But I'd be open to taking trims along the way. So I'm going to take a bit of a short there. If that does hold and then the indices fail this high of day, which they did get a stronger close, so I'd like to see it continue, then we might take a stop. But for now, I have a stop right around, was that 35? Victoria, there's probably a few people in here that are up a decent amount in the Grand Cup. I was fully interested in trading it today, but I made a mistake and I tried to lock out my funded accounts. And then at that point, I realized it locks every single trading account you have with the prop firm. So I wasn't able to trade at all for the New York session. So I only made what I made last night on like late night trading, which was, I think 700 on it. There's a chance oil gets more volatile. The reason I have my stop where it is, it's the prior hourly high. I don't want to see us spike that. I'd rather see us break the lows. If we do spike it, I'll be cash. I'm risking, I think, $200 on this trade. So it ain't much. Already long, MES, $150 profit, beautiful. Tell Colin to make that wedge for you. Oh, on oil. If he sees that, he would probably 100% be shorting oil. I never got a payout with Apex. Was on 35 profitable days and the account was under maintenance. With no update or email, cannot access accounts. Is it true Apex is moving people to live? If you've never gotten a payout, they're not going to move you to live. I can promise you that right now. They won't. But I've never seen the maintenance aspect with Apex. So that'd be something you can maybe message their support about, but I've never seen Apex say, yeah, we're under maintenance right now. We're also seeing a bit of a lag behind TradingView compared to Trade-of-8. So likely a little bit lower volume right now. Should spike up a little bit, but also this chart's probably just lagging a little. Because oil is down here at the moment. Well, the micros are at least, which is what I'm in. What up, Poison? How you doing? What up, AXP? This price action's weird. Hate the no pullback one-way trades getting us out for a while. Yeah, a little melty. I mean, I get it. And I fully understand hating that, especially because just the price action we're getting. Unfortunately, I kind of expect it when I'm looking at it, just because even going into this week, my whole thought process was it's going to be less favorable, right? That was just exactly what I thought over everything. And it's kind of what we're getting. Is it less favorable? Yes, but there's still really nice moves happening. And by less favorable, I just mean there's not always as clean of pullbacks or continuous trend. It's more so broader music. What up, Vish? Appreciate it. Zay, here's how I do it, and I know Alan does it. So like this trade, I'm on my Tradeify accounts. If this trade goes well and I hit profit or any profit at all, even if I take a stop, There's times I'll just rotate to a different account. I don't try to trade them all together. So I just rotate them throughout the day. Like I may trade one during this session. I may trade another during London or the time afterwards. Because one thing I realized is there is a lot of clean price action as well, all the way until the London time frame. And it's by far like one of my favorite times to trade, from now all the way until London. I feel like that's when I've caught a majority of my trades, either on stream or just throughout the broader overnight, compared to New York. My next $150 trading session gives me a max payout times 5. Hell yeah. Nader, I can tell you right now, if that was me, I would be on my settings and I would set that lockout at like 160, 170. The second the trade hits it, it kicks my ass out and I'm just locking that in. It's weird though, because I know you're not supposed to focus on the payout or P&L, but if I get to the final day, and I see you did it, which I love. If I get to the final day, my whole focus is that aspect. Yes, you can make a shit ton more money. But for me, if I've already locked in that payout perspective with the amount of money I've brought in on the account, like let's say I'm up 160 to 200, there is zero reason for me to trade. Zero at all. Because it's not going to benefit me anymore for that day. In the broader term, yes, you can build a bigger buffer. You maybe get a slightly bigger payout, but I would rather confirm that I'm getting that payout versus continuously trading it and blowing it. That's probably also because I've blown payouts on the last day. I've blown payouts after requesting payouts. So it's just like that little peace of mind where I'm like, I have to lock it in. This chart is frozen. I might start putting the indices on just so we can see it move. What up, Brian? Customized profits this week. Been eligible for a payout since Sunday night. We want to build some more buffer. Nice. Yeah, just keep rocking with it. That's what you want to do. Can I vent? I mean, you can vent 100%. You're allowed to vent. Valid. I take it. Yep, Dara. For me, I try not to, because this is how I show my trades and my entries. I try not to draw this on the chart and leave it on the chart if I'm not in something. If I'm just drawing it to show a potential trade, I'll draw it away from the price action like this. I won't draw it directly on the price action. But if you see this, that means I'm in something. So we have NQ getting above high a day. The one thing we really don't want to see is a bigger spike back lower. At this point, I want to see the indices keep continuing aggressively. I want to see ES go up to 7,400 if oil is going to play out. Because then that means we'll never even come near this. And if we break this low, maybe even get a retest of this low, that's where I'd start to build more conviction of, all right, maybe we can start moving stops and just look to let the trade do its thing. But I think this should be like a 1-to-1, maybe somewhere around there towards end of day lows. What would that be? Dead on 1-to-1. So about 20 ticks. But if you know me in trading oil, 20 ticks isn't really something I'm going to target. I'll be paying attention to like the correlation across the market as a whole. This is the broader perspective of what I'm trading. This hourly chart right here. What I want to see is trend bar, consolidation. Give me the break on the next leg for that trend bar. My stop is right near this candle size, 1 tick below it actually, because if we're going to hit that, we're going to spike higher anyway. No point in having a wider stop. So I want to see this break, build out this little hourly 3-bar play. Yes, I am technically ignoring the overall structure, but I'm also playing off this high here, where it's more of a bigger rejection, and this is a little bit more of an aggressive push. We have a lot of room down. I mean, if runners do want to run, you can look towards like 102s, which would be really interesting to me. If we get overly aggressive, obviously there's a lot more room lower, but that's not exactly where I'm going to target for like this session. If it gets there, it gets there though. Gold long, Rye, I'm not trading gold. There's people in here that are trading gold. We talked about it. I don't like this chart. I don't like any aspect of this chart. Can I see this slower staircase down breaking up? Yes. But I also look at this chart, and this is a 5-minute. I'm not interested here. If there's a broader perspective that you like, take it. But there's probably a lot of people in here, not a lot, but there's probably a few people in here that like gold opportunities. For me, it's not my chart. It's also not my ticker. I don't love it. Yeah, but I'm gold long. Beautiful. I hope it absolutely skyrockets for you guys. I hope that skyrockets. I hope the NSC skyrockets. And I hope they open the straight tonight. Peace deals in the next 45 minutes, and I'm content. Send oil down to $90. Nader, hell yeah. I love to hear that. Your biggest payout to date. Well, yeah, because you're looking at, yeah. I mean, I can do the math. Even with just a 50K, what you're looking at. That's a huge payout. For a lot of people, even that much extra a quarter, so every 3 months, is a huge thing. So I'm happy for you, brother. You do what it'll do. Appreciate you, Rye. I'm gonna be honest, I keep forgetting I have music playing because I just physically cannot hear it. If it happens, you're getting accused of insider trading. Accuse me. Arrest me for sniping oil. I'll take it. Whatever. What's CL1's volume right now? I might have volume on this. I do. Low. Fucking low as shit. That's what it is. Very low. Wait, Zay, did you make the max profit on the pro account already? Is that what you're talking about, Pro Plus? XP. Looking forward to seeing it, brother. Looking forward to it. Wait, Nader, you want 104 on oil? You want 5 ticks? That's where your target is? Dara, I trade oil in cycles. Because one thing about oil, most people didn't trade for a long time. Why? Well, if you look at it, it sat in this range for like 3 years. But there was times in between it where I really enjoyed trading it. But especially during the war times, when you get a volatile oil, it is a beautiful chart to trade. It moves so fluidly and I love everything about it, which is why I started trading it. Shoot, when did we trade it? Had to be during this, right? Because that's, yeah, back in like March in the Discord. Yeah, when oil gets volatile and it moves very fluidly, it's really fun to trade and just really nice to trade. Yeah, I'll use Discord streams. I just didn't remember exactly like when. Wait, am I? Yeah, because I'm on CLN. Didn't oil contract already roll over? Or does it roll over Friday? I know this already rolled over because if you turn on this, the gap's right here. So TradingView already rolled it over, but there's like a 3 tick difference between TradingView and Trade which isn't going to impact me much. Brian, I really don't know what you mean by that. What up, IAG? Zay, you mean you're funded or did you already get the funded? Like, are you trying to go to Pro Plus or are you trying to get to Pro? What up, AF? Why don't you use Ninja Trader? I use Trade which is owned by Ninja Trader. So technically I do. But I've used Trade since I started trading. Just like I use TradingView since I started trading, I'm not going to change. I will use Trade C, but that is like my Lucid platform. So when I'm on Trade C, that means I'm trading Lucid accounts. But every other prop firm, I'm using TradeAway. Brian, I noticed, but I just have absolutely no clue what you mean by that. Is that a 5 minute? Yeah, coach. This is 5 minute. If for any of these charts, if you're on your phone, you can zoom in on the screens. But this little number right here is the time frame. So you have the 5 minute, 15, hourly, and 4 hour. During if I'm trading ES or NQ and I'm looking at this chart, I might look more towards the 2 minute, but I'm not going to put us on this chart where it's getting little gaps every 2 minutes. Not worth it. I'm hoping this 5 minute, this is like our consolidation. NQ consolidating right around session highs. Give me that push. Give me the oil break of the low a day. Lowest session, I'll take it. Salvatore, I like it. What did we do here? We tried to spike the highs. We pushed back below, well, not even really below, into the session highs. Right here on this 5 minute, we tried to trigger. If we were going to push back down, this little 5 minute should have continued. When what should happen doesn't, you kind of anticipate the opposite. Now you just look for that continuation. I would love to see NQ 29,120 and ES 7,400s. Now, it will suck if these go up there and this doesn't move at all. But sometimes it's just the battles you fight, you know? As long as the trade works, for the most part, I'm cool with it. But if this doesn't move and these do, it's gonna suck. Also, one of the reasons I started to flip towards a long bias, because I came into the day looking bearish. Well, we had the indices push initially lower. NQ spiked the end of day session lows, and then we pushed back above. In theory, if you look at this hourly, if you look at just this chart, this is an hourly higher low looking to set. If this is a 5 minute chart based off, the mastermind principles we kind of trade, where would you look at? Recent highs. That puts us up around 29,120, 29,130-ish. So up around there. Trump speaking, well, I got a stop loss in place, so let's ride. You're worried about me for what? Yeah, right. I saw we're at 33K subscribers. Yeah, I mean, this support's been crazy. Also, today, we will be giving away a 50K Tradeify account. That's why the Tradeify banner's still up. Plus, the Tradeify Grand Cup's going on, so we're riding it. And let's see what we get. But we will be giving that away later. So if you do appreciate what we do, hit the like button, support the stream, help us grow, help us get a little more reach. That's where a lot of you came from, finding us on YouTube because of the likes. So if you guys would like to stream, show some love later on in the session, we will be doing a 50K Tradeify giveaway. No, free man. I'm short. The red is the stop loss. The green is take profit. So if we're in the red, the trade's red. If we're in the green, trade's green. Brian, there's a lot of crazy people out there. Yeah, this might, let's take a look at the other time frames. Because on NQ specifically, what did we do? We held this 4 hour consolidation lows. If we get up to here, yeah, we're still in the range, but if we break that, we're basically back. Big target for NQ, if we do get over 29,120s, is going to be yesterday's highs at 29,188. Above that, and hold on, because this thing can, the market can go parabolic. What up, Mike? How you doing? How do people know when Trump's talking? He talks 24/7. I don't know. All right, give us the break of the low of day session. A dang video. That's like when you're asking if I like Tradeify or Lucid more, it's basically like the way I look at it is, do you like oranges or oranges? They're pretty much the same profit. Every aspect you look at, they're pretty much identical. One-time fees. They have the faster payouts between both of them. They're both very speedy with it. And there's a lot of good perspectives there. Feel free to trim oil whenever. Should be up around 2R. On my personal, I'm going to take... I'll take a small trim. I'm not taking a lot, just a small one. Oh, I added. Uh-oh. All right, now I trimmed. All right, I accidentally added, but we're good. I took like a fifth of the position off. I did not take a lot off at all. Damn. Yeah, he has to go. I mean, it looks good for 2,400. Stop loss for me is gonna go break even, which I got to go to this account to see where my break even is, because I kind of messed that one up by accidentally adding. So 15. For now though, I want to hold this. I want to let it ride. Like I said, I took a small amount off. The rest of it, I'm just letting cook. So I gotta do that. Go there. All right. My Grand Cup account, I'm not touching. That's either gonna go to the gulag or we're gonna do well. So I got a trim filled at here. Now we see if we break that. We break that area, we should easily get a continuation. What are you taking the positions? My accounts? I'm in on 2 Tradeify funded and my Grand Cup account right now. Which I am still grinding those fucking fundeds that I nuked the consistency on, but we're close. We are so close to getting a payout that it is just painful. Which is crazy, because by the time I get it, I would have had to have made twice the amount of a normal payout. How about the daily payout versus every day? Oh yeah, before the volatility kicked in, we were talking about Tradeify versus Lucid. Why I said they're like oranges versus oranges. And they both have accounts that are very similar for different aspects and rules there. So you can have like the Lucid Flex and the Tradeify Select are the exact same. Those are damn near identical, especially the 5-day to payout versus the Lucid Flex. Those are identical accounts. And then you have the Growth versus the Lucid Pro, maybe? I don't know why I keep forgetting that account name. But the Lucid Pro, those are damn near identical as well. They both have consistency on funded. The consistency, I don't know if it's the exact same amount, but might be slightly different. Either way, they're almost identical. So I love both. Those are the main 2 firms I trade. I really do not buy accounts with any other firms. I'm in small and NQ shorts. AXP. What are you doing? Volume went to 330 on CL. Nice. I can see 103 area happening easily, Brian. Easily. I mean, if we get down here, I would be looking to take off like half of my position and then just trail stops at that point. It'd be like the trade the other day where I actively manage it, actively look at the divergences between these and the overall correlation between them. See, all right, we're going to hold it, we're going to break. What are we going to do here? So a bigger perspective we need to pay attention to is just how we react over the next 20 minutes. Obviously, we don't want to see this 15-minute reject harshly pushing back lower, but I'm going to give it room. No matter what, stops are break even for me. So this trade is risk free. If we rally all the way back up to break even, it's going to be like a smaller profit, but a profit's a profit. There we go. Trade idea behind oil. Main thesis behind oil that I was looking at was, first off, the potential bullishness on the indices, right? The negative correlation. We're looking to play that factor a little bit. And I was looking for this on the hourly. This hourly trend bar. I mean, it's not like a big trend, but if I ignore all the prior price action, we have a bearish hourly bar. We have a consolidation within that. And now if this does breaks, which it did, we're looking for that overall 3-bar play aspect. While technically still within more of an uptrend, but you're also trading off the daily high rejection. Then if you go to something like the 15, it was getting a little weaker. We took it off this 15-minute failure to go higher within this consolidation, just above the open. What should happen if we break this 15-minute low, we should see the pushback lower, which would get us below the open. At that point, we target the low of the session. We break and target the low of the session. We trigger on the hourly, which gives us the continuation aspect. So just a lot of multi-time frame analysis, putting it all together. There's still a chance that, I mean, there's 20 minutes. If oil gets aggressive buying, it can get back above the prior hourly low, and we'll take the stop. So in theory at that point, and you could put it at 104, but I'm not going to move it 10 ticks. That's not going to do anything. I'm just going to leave it where it's at. Whoever is short NQ right now, kick off stream. I ain't kicking AXP off stream. Appreciate you, Sniper. Oh yeah, Zay. On these funded, I made 3.5 times my consistency, what I should have done. So yeah, that got me a little bit, but we working on it. TP is down around like the 103.4 area. Where did I get that off of the hourly? Yeah, I was just targeting like the low of the bodies of these hourly candles. Like I said, if I get down there, I'm taking half off, leaving the rest. Because at that point, if we break 103.4s, we're going to be right near the prior hourly or 4-hour low. I'm going to hold the rest, see if we break that. If we break that, there's a lot of room. And I want to let it keep running if I can. See you later, Trade Wop. Brian, what's some BS? Most Fab, do you have a degree? Did you study something or you dropped out? I never went to college. I worked blue collar since I was technically 13. But I started welding when I was 16, I think. And I welded until I was 23? No. 22. I welded until 21, 22, somewhere in there. My payout consistency, it is, but it isn't, Brian. Like I knew, and here's the thing. I could, and this is about perspective with funding accounts. I could sit here and say, oh, this consistency sucks. It sucks. It sucks, whatever. Like I have to make so much because I wrecked the consistency. I did it. I knew for a fact if I wanted to meet consistency, I needed to make $1,200, no more. I made $1,900 instead. I knew I was doing it. I knew that I was wrecking that consistency. If I truly didn't want consistency, I just go to a different account. Stickmaker TIG, I had certifications in all of them, Mike. But the main ones I welded for a majority of my career was stick and TIG pipe. ASME 6G. Trump gonna crash this shit? He could. Market could easily pull back still. But my thing is this hourly chart. We have 16 minutes. We need to hold for 16 minutes on the indices. If we hold, I think we're fine. Perfectly fine. 15 does have a little bit of an upper wick. It's not going to impact me too much. But if we do start to push back lower, I may trail out of oil. For now, though, we hold. At least I hold. You found a nice career change? I did. I went through a lot of stuff to figure out what I wanted to do in a career. And it happened to be something while I was obviously doing sales that I was like, oh, well, you know, I saw this little ad on social media for Brett Simba's trading stuff in the beginning. And I was like, guy makes a lot of money. Might as well try it, man. Now I'm here. And now I continue to support him to this day on his prop firm. Jonathan, you like, yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to, like, oil doesn't have to flash crash, right? The daily is an inside bar. It can easily push back higher, but it also has an opportunity to come down to 1015. For me, I just wasn't paying too much attention to the daily. We can hold. That's why I'm now putting a stop at break even. Because normally, even on something like this, where we're up technically like 1.7R, 2R, whatever it was, I'm not trimming. 40 ticks on oil isn't something I'm usually looking to trim on. Normally, I'm not even trimming until like $1.50. So, and even like this, I don't, like, that's not like a holy crap trade. If this hits, nice trade, beautiful. But I love looking for oil for multi-point moves. So right now, this is technically like a smaller trade for me overall, like tick-wise. But no, I see exactly what you mean. And it could easily be a consolidation. If we do lose yesterday's lows, though, we do. Could see a lot more of a move down. That's why I already have that's why I took some off, put the stop break even. Normally, I would just let it run. How do you get that indicator that shows risk to reward? If you look on the left side of my screen right now, hit this little arrow for forecasting and measurement tools. You have long and you have short. It's easy. Then you just click it, put it where you want it, and adjust it. Yeah, Jonathan, I definitely see what you're looking for. It's just on the hourly time frame and like the 15, just for this session, I like the potential of that move lower. Got to keep an eye on the indices. I'll pull up my other trading view over here so I can keep an eye on those. All right, so I took another little bit of a trim off on my personal down around here, just in case these do push lower. So I did take another trim in this general area for around like 1.7, 1.8R. I'm not overly convinced this holds, but we'll see. Because the indices are trying to push back down. 15-minute does have an upper wick. On a broader scale, it can hold, but if oil wants to get some momentum, it can easily push back up. We'll see though, 15 minutes an inside bar. So my thing is, if this, and here's what I'm looking at, so you can see exactly what I'm seeing. If this 5-minute holds this structure for the next 1.5 minutes, it's a little more bullish than bearish. Yes, we're still technically in a 5-minute downtrend, but if you look at the higher time frames, what would that kind of do? If we just push up to right here on the 5-minute chart, we have an hourly fail to go lower, and we still have 11 minutes left in that. So 2 5-minute candles can easily push back up, which would give us an hourly fail to go lower and invalidate the continuation of this trade. So I'm watching, but I did take 2 trims. Appreciate you, Dara. Hell yeah, Aussie. You're a carpenter? Nice. Towards the end of my welding career, I was technically like chemical plant maintenance and welder. So I had to do everything maintenance-wise in it. And welding in that place was way better than doing anything else. Even though sometimes I was welding like underground not underground, but like we had to dig out a pipe that burst because every year it would burst like 12 times from the freezing. And we'd have to dig like a 5-foot pit and I would have to lay in a puddle of water while welding it. Had my TP set fully. If we get back up without taking the high, can I re-enter in your opinion? Dara, are you talking about oil? No. And I know that was a little bit ago, just based off of all the analysis that I gave. If we get back up there, I'm not interested in it. What, Eldred? No, in the chemical plants, I was a pipe welder and the underground lines would burst and we'd have to dig them up. And then I would have to be like 5 feet in a hole in a puddle welding it. Which those of you, if you know welding, being anywhere near water is not fun. Passed my lucid today. Nice, Mike. It's crazy how a lot of people will say Asia session doesn't have good price action. And I feel like it's just perspectives. Because so many people, like right now, if you're looking at, say, New York session, we're moving 300 points, whatever. Right here, we just moved 160 points, something like that. Obviously, it's if you sniped those. Let's say you just took the open to highs, 96. That's a beautiful trade for Asia. Beautiful. If we go back towards these lows, I'm going to move my stop likely towards 104s. For now, leaving it where it is. Oh, I should probably adjust my stop or else I'm going to be over leveraged long. Yeah, factful history. I love this session. I used to not like this session, but it is because I had a problem over trading it. Now that I look at it from more of just a broader perspective rather than the lower time frames, I think it's one of the easier sessions to trade. You just need to have a lot of patience. Eldred, I thought about doing that when I was younger. How did you open the door? Somehow she just broke in my office. All right, go ahead. Okay, bad Dara. Yeah, AK, for me, the overall volatility in New York just loses my interest for the most part. What do we do? I'm looking at this chart and how we're reacting. I'm also paying attention to the indices. Because if the indices do hold here, they look fine. Spiking the prior 15-minute lows, pushing back up. At that point, 7,400 is still in the picture. It's just what are we going to do on oil? What's gold doing? Gold made a little rally for you guys. About 10 points. Not too shabby. I'm going to try to give this hourly close or my stop. Either or. Eldred, my cat tries, but most of the time I kick her out of the office because she breaks everything. And I mean everything. Like my lamp over here. The entire top of it is destroyed and shattered. You standing up? Yeah. I'm actually wearing the shirt I have an uplift desk. I bought it at my old apartment. They're expensive, but it's one thing that I will spend money on is like my overall setup. And I don't have to stand all day or sit all day, which is nice. New York session low-key traumatized me because it can just retrace 200-point move like it's nothing. It can easily. Very, very easily. Yeah, and there are a lot cheaper standing desks that people can get because I would recommend a standing desk to like everybody. But I think I have a 7-foot wide desk. It's either 6 or 7 foot wide. I know this AM was likely more rough than not because I saw the overall volatility. But that's what got my interest because I was looking for that pushback higher, which Mitch ended up, I think, taking. I survived, but the trade if I did not. The Grand Cup account? No. Mine's still alive, but it is a slow grind. In the next 3 days, I'm probably going to have to take a swing and just see what happens. Because even if I hit, like, let's say, if I can catch a 100-point move on NQ, I'd be back. I'm up 2,000 right now on it. So nothing crazy, nothing that's like going to get me up there. But we're not doing terrible. Like if it's a normal week and I'm up 2-3 grand, I'm happy. Which is my entire thought process is going into this. Caught 8 points on MGC. Nice. Do you trade silver? I do not, Moses. I do not trade silver. Sorry, but I don't. Joe, I've seen like 3 people say that. I think that happened to Mitch too. I think Mitch did really well. And then he accidentally left an order. Reska, exactly what we're talking about. Most of the people who are in the top echelon right now are trading silver. They're all just trading the hell out of one silver mini and making a glorious amount of money with it. Which is crazy because you'll see people make like right now 26 grand on this account. Bro, if you just do that on your normal, you make 200 grand easy. You made 26K in one day. You can make 200 G's in a month. Lost 2K, made it back, then blew up. Yeah, Mike, I feel like if I took a loss in the beginning with my Grand Cup account, I probably would have just swung for the fences. This morning, 1,000th plays only had like 7K. I don't think it's going to be that crazy. It might get up towards like 8, 9K, which, is nuts for a week. But you have to remember, people are swinging for the fences. Most people aren't trading this exactly like they would a personal. Because 1, they're technically paper accounts. And 2, this entire first phase really doesn't matter till you make it to the second phase. The second phase, I think, is going to be more interesting. And there's going to be a lot of people. That's going to be tough. Like, I like the concept of it. The only thing I don't like is the 3 trades in a day that you have to do. But it makes sense. That way you can't just full send a trade and then quit and be like, yep, I'm good. But I believe it's like 1v1s. So you face each other every day and like half the competition gets knocked out every single day. Which is sick. I don't know how the very end works, but that part alone just seems cool. The one thing that would cause a lot of people to riot, if any of the outlaws win, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good at all. Because I don't know if you guys saw that rule. It's going to be bad. What you're talking on CL, 103.40 for a big trim. I already took like half my position off before this kind of little pullback happened. But it was mainly because of what the indices were looking like. These can easily push lower, so I don't like it. I really don't. My stop, I'm leaving it where it is for now. I would love if it could rug pull. Broader scale, I'm still more bullish than bearish on oil. I just think we can easily see a pullback. Something that would look phenomenal into tomorrow would be a spike of today's lows. Get that bought back up, and I will full send oil into the weekend. Either way, one thing you guys have to remember too, tomorrow is FOMC minutes. Minutes don't usually have much of an impact. The only way it could have a broader impact is if the new Fed chair starts talking about rates. I don't know if Powell or the new Fed chair is going to be speaking, but depending on if they talk about rates and what they say about it, could be a thing. But most of it's just minutes, so it doesn't matter. But NVIDIA earnings is likely going to be what a lot of people are anticipating. Yeah, I expect more of a chop fest. It doesn't even have to happen. Because let's say NVIDIA earnings ends up being a flop. What could make a lot of sense in this market? We see a broader scale rally that pushes up higher, fakes a lot of people in, closes strong, and then NVIDIA just sends us straight down. I feel like a lot of people are anticipating great news off NVIDIA earnings. I don't know how I feel about it. So I'll react obviously when it's over, luckily. But I will not be trading through it. I don't like trading through earnings. Make sure I have a stop set. I do. Correct contracts. Yes. Stop set. If we see volatility, we might get spiked on runners. I'm cool with it. We'll find something else if needed. Big low spike lower on the indices. If they lose the open, not good. Not good. And then if oil does get back above the open, there's a chance I'd be interested in longs. We'll see though. I'd love to see this just straight slam down. I wouldn't be surprised if the Outlaws win. Yeah, right. I mean, I agree. I do. Because a lot of the Outlaws are decent traders. The one thing too, though, is there's a lot of Outlaws that like you're like, all right, how's this guy actually trade? Because a lot of them are like social media people, right? But what some people don't know is if the Outlaws win, every single prize pool is cut in half. If one outlaw wins, every prize is halved. Right then and there. Yeah, Reska, I mean, I like futures more. The only thing that would be the hard part with this is it's who can make the most, and it's more so who basically can catch the best entries on silver right now, which I don't love. But it's also like Tradeify can't go into it and be like, yep, you can't trade silver, you can't trade gold. Because then the people who trade silver and gold are gonna be like, all right, what the hell, you know? But it's just, I feel like the low, not even the lower tier traders, but anyone who doesn't trade metals right now is likely gonna struggle a little bit more than the rest. So we're seeing that pullback on the indices. 15 pulled all the way back. All right, let's see if this 15 can 3-bar play to the downside. If that does, we're golden. And that would mean the indices should hold their opens and push back higher. I'm going to do this. I'm moving stop to 104.04. Main reason for that, if you look at this 5-minute chart, if this 5-minute closes down here, there is zero reason we should get back. Here, I'll do this. We should get back up to here. Zero. If this is going to continue. If it gets back up to there, it's likely going to go spike the open, which will stop us out. So at this point, I'm going to put it here. I'm saving a few ticks. It's probably like $30, so it's not going to be a huge difference, but I'm just doing what I want to do. Gold is like your ex, dude. I hear, like, I look at the gold chart and I'm like, damn, that looks good, but I don't even want anything to do with it. Beck, what do you mean what's happening? I'm off tomorrow, want a normal trading day. Good luck, Mike. Good luck. I will also say, a lot of people put, and there's certain times for it, obviously when there's volatility. Right now there's a lot of uncertainty, so we're going to see volatility. But a lot of people be like, oh my God, there's big earnings tomorrow. so I'm going to be less interested in trading the indices during the day. They can still trend. They can still have beautiful moves. What I do, just look at the higher time frame charts in the morning, look at the 4 hour, look at the hourly, look at the daily. Does it look interesting? If yes, trade normal. If not, skip it. HP knows ball. Let's hope my shorts from 29,100 yesterday don't get break even. XP, you should be chilling. You got a little bit of a pullback there, but you're chilling now. Seeing these pull down while these pull, well, this pulls down. So, Sean, this is my actual trade. I trade on my broker. I don't sync it through TradingView. If I have one of these on the chart, this is my actual trade right now. I'm going to go flat, and I'll explain why. I went full flat here. Yes, 5 minute closed ugly. I'm not in love with the chart. Can it break down? Yes, easily. I don't like the indices here. Indices are weaker. Can they pull up? Yes. If I need to, I'll find another entry on a trade. I don't like it. I don't. I really do not. I don't like how weak these are. Yes, this is sitting at the lows. Yes, they can still break down. It is what it is. I'll reassess if I need to. Got in the end like 1.6 R. I'll take it. Nothing crazy. But my gut's just screaming get out of the trade. So I'm not going to be in it. I do not like how the indices are acting. Yes, sir. I went flat on my trade on gold. Yeah, it's just when there's like you guys, I talk about it a lot. The negative correlation. When it's not there, I don't like it. This can go to 103. And at that point, I've accepted my fate. It is what it is. What I would actually love to see is us spike this low, give a 15-minute fail to go lower. We get back over 104s. I'm interested in longing. I'll say it. I want a long if it gets above there. That's a big if, mainly just because these are weaker. Actually, I'm going to risk my profits, and this is crazy. I'm going to flip long on oil, and I'm risking the 300 or 400, whatever it is. And I'm okay with it. Overall on this, so that would be there. So that's trade one. I flipped long there. We'd basically be looking at least back towards high of day if it wants to break and push. For me, stop is going to be 70, and that's what we're going to ride. Sean, I'm using OBS. Well, both. Streamlabs is the bot within the program, but for me streaming, I'm using OBS. So just a mix of both. But if these continue to push lower, I would expect some buying pressure to come in on oil, getting that overall push higher. Main thesis there would be the 15-minute causing a fail to go lower. Obviously, the charts are a little not the easiest to see on like the 15 because there's two trades back to back. If I get spiked out, I get spiked out. I'm okay with it. There's a chance we come down, spike this hourly low, which sits at 76, which is very close to my overall stop. If we do spike that, it is. And I'm not risking my full profit on the last trade. I looked at the stop, what it would be, and I'm not risking the full amount. Most, what do you mean GGL Asia session? I think this Asia session has been fire. How do you look for which one is lying? Just looking at the different time frames and different charts. Right now, with the indices being this weak, we're below the open. I'm bearish on these. So if these are going to be weaker, broader, especially when you're looking at something like the hourly chart, the hourly is triggering for now. I'm willing to take the stab on oil for it to get that strength, because if it gets that strength, it's likely going back over 104.35s. And this target would be a joke. And it would likely go drastically higher towards like today's highs, which I'd be okay with. If it fails, it fails, but it's a risk that I'm willing to take on this. If the indices do get buying pressure back up, it'll likely stop me out. Like I said, it's a risk I'm willing to take on it. I wouldn't long the indices here. So I'm willing to take the potential of that reversing back higher. I'm going to do this just that way it's not as annoying. But oil could easily spike back down. It's just we have all the indices trending together below the open. It's weaker. There's a chance we get volatility, spike it out, because this is a very tight stop on oil. Like very 20 ticks is pretty damn tight. I'd say a lot of y'all went flat roughly when I did. Look at NQ tanked. It reversed that entire move, which is nuts. So obviously there's a broader bearish thesis right now in the market. If the market wants to continue lower, because also 4 hour. What are we doing? We tested higher, rejected the resistance. Now it's more like a 4 hour inside bar consolidation aspect. If this closes like this, look for the break overnight, and this could easily flush lower. If that flushes lower, I'd be more so interested in seeing the oil push higher, but there's a decent chance this does get wicked for now. But it's a risk I'm willing to take on it. Until now, I am minus 120, almost from 400 profit. Sorry to hear that, brother. Joe, YM is so weak. When I first got into the session, I wanted to short the YM. And if we do end up holding here on the indices, I think we're just in a broader range, and I'd rather be stopped on a trade than sit in that. But this chart with that daily close, if we lose today's lows, I think that chart can easily flush. My stop might be too tight on this, but we'll see if it holds. We'll see. And you look at 5, 15, 1 hour, 4 hour. Yep. Not if all of them align, Dara, but if all of them align along with the daily chart, then that's where my conviction grows and I get more towards like that A+ type setup aspect. So like right now, I wouldn't say this one is overly A+. Obviously, we are in a 5-minute downtrend still. 15-minute is a little bit weaker. We can easily see that spike lower. I could be in early, even if it does want to hold. But it's, like I said, it's a risk I'm willing to take. Well, I'm already up on the day. Even if this stops, I'll still have some profit to live with. I would love to see a quicker hold of this area though, if it's going to. The problem is this inside bar. I don't like that the hourly didn't spike the lows. I mean, it's by 1 tick. If it wants to, it can. We do have more so of like this that you can pay attention to. If you're more of a trend line person, something like that, look for the big break above. All we did was reject this upper end, break this little lower time frame trend line. We took the short there on the lower high. Caught that. Now we're looking for the move back higher, which would be the larger move if it works. That signage. Hell yeah, Mitch. You like it? I love it. Also, if you appreciate what we're doing and you guys want to support the stream, hit the like button. We are currently at 63 with 185 people in here, which is insane. Insanely low. To be fair, if we were doing a giveaway, I would want it at least up around 150. I know you guys could easily do it. I know I don't talk about it enough, but I'll do this, see if it works. See if that works. 200 likes? I mean, if we get there, cool. So that's at 70. My thing is, if I get spiked out, I'm willing to take another stab on it. If we do spike like the hourly low and then push back higher, because the indices are flushing right now, like aggressively flushing. Gold's holding, which is interesting. But these, I mean, NQ just 200 points straight down. No, Bugs. I draw them for just like a broader perspective. I don't trade trend lines. I do not care if we touch a trend line. I do not care if we break a trend line. I care if we break structure. I'm drawing it more so for the visual aspect of it. Good job. That's brutal. One thing I'm not in love with is oil has not moved yet while the indices have quite literally pulled back 200 points. So we'll see. I mean, that's a 1% sell-off on NQ. Asia open fully. I'm delayed, so that's not fully open. Got it. Noted. Forgot about that. So we'll see though. But if this holds, I think we can easily look towards. Actually, we're already in profits. Why not? I gotta move this sign. New target. That's what I'm looking at. I always miss these big moves. I miss them, or if I catch them, you know, I trim way too early on them. But I mean, you'll catch them. They happen all the time. This is like the 12th 200-point move in this week so far. Gotta head out. Check tomorrow. See you, Mike. There's too many trend lines on this chart. I don't like having a bunch of stuff on my chart. Think you melted like butter, left in the microwave too long? Yeah, she's red. But now too. I mean, we broke on the 4 hour. NQ loses this lower support. I'd be looking at least today's lows, which is 28,660s. And it's crazy the volatility we're currently getting on this session. And I'm over here trading the one name that's moving micros. I'm honestly glad I'm not in the indices because I likely wouldn't have shorted up here. But I am glad I ended up getting out based off of what the indices were doing and how they were acting. One thing I'd be interested in though is if we do see that like correlation step in on oil, we could see a very sharp move up towards the highs, which I would like. One, 4, 7. Yeah, right. I mean, it's unfortunate. But I mean, I think people did say Trump was speaking. I don't even know what happened that caused the market to push back lower. The one thing I don't love at the moment is just that oil's not doing a lot with what the indices are doing. Japanese bonds, Nikki, which is Asia, says Trump is set to participate at G7. Yeah, I think it was just Asia Open. I think just the broader Asia Open. Problem is if these start seeing the buying pressure, this will spike those lows. Globally, but Mitch, I saw didn't the yields hit like new highs today while the market was trying to push a little higher? Isn't the 30-year at like almost 7%? Right, guy. Don't trade. If you're fighting a tilt, there is zero reason to be in a position. Absolutely none. Yeah, Mitch, this is what I'm looking forward to. In the past few weeks, haven't been crazy on Asia other than the larger time frame moves. So what sucks is I haven't even been able to show trades like this where we're just taking intra-session trades, because I've been looking for the 1.5% moves on primarily the freaking Dow Jones. But no, if we can start catching these intra-session trades, especially on oil, I'm so happy. Because Asia has been boring during that rally. Was so bullish that I ignored the 2-minute sell under the Globex open. Right here. So you got a little tunnel vision on it. One thing I will say, since a lot of people are talking about struggling right now, if you are fighting a tilt, it ain't worth it. Stand up. Do I want people to leave the stream? No. But if you're about to tilt, leave. Get away from a chart. Don't do it. It ain't worth it. Now, if you just want to rip an eval, I'll never say no to that. It's nothing. Sometimes you just need to get it out and just full send an eval. Trying to get this out of the way of the 4-hour chart. I'm trying to figure out where to put it. I'll go there. Good enough. Tilt means you have to touch grass. Could be a good rule. For me, if I feel it, I usually just get up out of my desk. Got the long on NQ, which was a good trade. Lock out the account. I'm okay with it. But I see a short. I'm like, damn, how can you catch this easy short? Or is it don't know how to put it? What up, Manuel? I mean, there's I guarantee you, if you look at different time frames, you can find reasons for the short. For me, the reason I started to question oil and you guys watch me do it live is because of this upper wick on the 15. I don't like that upper wick, especially when you start to look at something like the 5-minute. Yeah, it's a strong close, and too many people are probably focused on this. But here's what I saw. I saw, yes, a stronger 5-minute close, but the 15 pulled back. And then you have a consolidation at the low of that candle. If this is going to be stronger, the buying pressure is likely going to be enough to get us up here on this candle and not consolidate near the lows of that one. So it's just everything that was happening on these charts made me very skeptical of holding oil, which is why I closed these short. And then flip long. But the long ain't longing yet. Tilt means you gotta go get hammered off Guinness. We'll see if oil can get the broader continuation that I want. $15-minute has potential, but it needs to get above basically 104s. We get above 104s and hold above it, we should be fine. Yeah, right. I mean, it's not worth tilting, especially in this market. Because a lot of people too, and I think one of the worst things is tilting or blowing an account or getting your daily loss limit hit during Asia session. Because then you go to bed, if you're US, you wake up in the morning and you still can't trade because it doesn't reset until 5 p.m. that day. There's nothing worse than an Asia session tilt, at least in my head, when you're talking about tilts. Because you are just like, you can come in with a clean mindset the next day and you're like, damn, I still can't touch that account. So I do everything in my power to not tilt during this session, because you just lose an entire 24 hours. Versus at least with New York, if you do it, you're just out for a few hours, then you come back later for Asia. Now, I don't recommend tilting either way, but if there's a session I'm going to tilt in, I'm not going to do it in Asia. Because then I also can't trade London. Right, just do what I did today, but I did it on accident and lock yourself out of every single account for like an hour. All right, what are we looking at on the indices? That chart looks rough. 5 minute could start to try to hold here. Let's go to 5 hour. I did. Yeah, I can't long this any which way. And I'm not looking to long, I'm just talking about it in general. Unless it got all the way back up above the open within the next 35 minutes. Damn. Japan got cooked. Is that market open? Oil might go for the stop here. Likely spiking those lows now. Indices are pushing back up. What up, naturally? Imagine that holds. I doubt it. So we have ES coming back into this support. So we need to watch that. Same with NQ here. If those get buying pressure, this will slam that low and take that stop. Yeah, naturally it could, but it doesn't mean there won't be like overall moves or trends throughout the sessions, you know? But it could easily consolidate. If it does though, I expect it to be a violent consolidation, kind of like what we're seeing now. Likely not as violent, but that'd be what I'd expect, like a wider range. Yeah, gold made a nice little 15-point move. I'm going to do this and go 5 ticks just in case. We came close to it. I'll widen it a tiny bit. Still not risking a lot at all. If it hits for me. But I'm just giving it that tiny bit of breathing room. That 400 profit on this dropping past 25K eval, done for the day. Beautiful, brother. Zay, what do you need inside bar for? Are you talking about in the indices? I don't know. That's a strong candle on gold. That's a strong candle on the indices. $15 minutes going to close a little bit stronger. Damn, that hourly might actually fail to go lower. It ain't far off it. It could. I'll be interested to see how that hourly closes, but there's some volatility here for sure. How you guys doing so far? You guys green, red, mentally stable? How you doing? Was green until I wasn't. I feel like there's probably a lot of people in that same boat here. Green should probably call it a day. Nice. Green gold longs. off true day open. Beautiful. Got funded on Monday and I'm close. Damn, sorry, Raw. Sorry to hear that, brother. Open. Yeah. Gosh, I'm scared. If you're scared, run. Run as far away as you can. Same red now, but we'll catch the next move. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being red. It's just as long as you're okay with the amount you're red, then everything's fine. If you're not okay with it, then you need to do some reassessing and figure it out. What'd you do that you can fix or do better? I'm not overly confident in this anymore, but I'm not like, oh my God, it's not going to happen. What I'm watching is going to be ES here and NQ around this area as well. If they reject those, we can go back lower. But that hourly is almost failing to go lower, which is a 100-point rally. So we have already moved 300 points in the last 30 minutes. Holy. That's nutty. What is this price action? Volatility. Flat about to roll up. Hell yeah, bugs. Nice, David. Appreciate you stopping in. Say a 30K private Alpha Futures account. I don't really want to go live until I get all 5 payouts. Currently trying to get my third. Does anyone know if they will move people over live early? I don't know that about Alpha. I know prop firms in their TOS, they can move you live whenever they want to move you live. So you'll just have to see. I think I traded one Alpha eval and I failed it. So I haven't been funded on Alpha. So I haven't looked deep into their rules. Job, where'd you get in? If you're saying if only you had the balls to hold. I don't like these. Don't like the indices. They're aggressively strong. Like we are back above the open. We would need, for this trade to still work, we would need to slam off the open. What just happened? Probably news. Something. I didn't see a bunch. I know the main thesis of it was Japan, because their market got crushed. Yeah, if I was cash right now, I would be waiting. I would pull up my chair, sit down, and wait. I want to see a mega gap down day so I can look for longs back to 30,000. I would love a mega gap down. If we get a mega gap down, can oil get up to like 105 at least? And that's not a crazy, actually no, 110. Give me 110. Give me 110 so the Grand Cup account I can never trade it again and it'll be locked for the next phase. So all we all have to do is just full port the Grand Cup account into oil and then ride it all the way up to 110 and we're all in the top 1,000. Easy. We out here betting on economy crashes? Yeah, pretty much, Rye. Pretty much. Yeah. Looking for more aggressive, broader shorts and overly strong rallies on oil. Yeah, you're hoping things go south fast. I mean, not really. You're kind of just hoping the bubble pops a little bit. You know, you see a big flash crash, it can recover eventually. It's only going to hurt for a little bit. But the way I look at it is, if the economy is going to go bad and the market's going to go down, at least let me make money off of it, so that way I can be better off at the bottom. While it's terrible, let me have a little more cash in my pocket, so I'm all right. NQ back at settlement, violently flat. It is. It is. Just so you guys know, if you've been trading today, the market is at the open. ES is down 2 points today from the Asia Open. Eating lasagna, watching just sitting cash. Sounds like a vibe. What up, Robert? I'm doing good, brother. I'm doing great. The indices are still pushing. They're back above the open. I'm anticipating this to get hit. We'll see. Yeah, AXP, I agree. But also, it wasn't most of the time in Asia for the last 4 weeks. Unless you were looking to hold more so like I do or you do, where it's 12, 16 plus hours, whatever it is, they probably didn't have a lot of fun during Asia. Because you've seen a lot of consolidation in the past 4 or 5 weeks, since we started streaming. Asia has been range. At least now, today we're in a range, but we're in a 225 point range. So I'll take that. I'll take that over a 20 point NQ range any day. SD opened. I want to see oil break 99.5, or not oil, the dollar. Asia's on crack. It is. It is fully on crack. I'm also catching up on chat, because I know you guys are having conversations with each other, which I love to see. That's why we love the community. Have you heard of people getting moved to live on Apex? I've heard of it, but I feel like it's one of those mythical creatures, because I've never seen anybody get moved live. And I've seen people make a lot of money on it. I think they're extremely picky on who goes live with it. Got that whole V-shaped move? Hell yeah. Didn't Allen get moved live? No. He might have had the option to. I don't know. Allen pulled out 80K in a payout from Apex on one account, and they restricted him, which is normal. They do that with a lot of people that make large sums with them. Yeah, we're setting like a 2-minute lower high on oil. It's not looking promising for this. If I lose this, though, it'd be like 1.1R, I think, based off of my sizing for today's session. So I'd be up like 0.5. I mean, it ain't much, but it's something. I'm glad the Bears getting some action. The one-sided, yeah. I mean, it wasn't even necessarily like the one-sided for the most part. It was just the fact that we just weren't getting pullbacks. And it was all you do is buy, and anyone who came into trading thought they were probably the most glorious trader in the world, because all you had to do was buy. See a pullback? Buy. Set a wide stop, you're likely good. No, Ramoy, they didn't ban him for milking too much. He traded one account. If he was trading 20 accounts, making like small amounts, they would ban him. But if he was trading one, he made 80K. they're not going to ban him for that. Yeah, AXP. And that's like, a lot of people don't like that Apex made it so if you get 6 payouts now, you have to restart everything. You do. And there's no more uncapped payouts. I don't think they realize the amount Apex was losing off of not like the normal payouts, but the uncapped aspect. Because I know multiple people, not personally, but in general, taking 7-figure payouts from them with the uncapped. Because let's say you're on payout 5 and you're in the 300K accounts or the 150Ks and you have 30,000 in buffer. You might as well at that point go for a big home run and you're either getting 1.5 mil or 500K in payout. And there's kind of just that in between, you know? At least that's what I'd probably do. I'm a little degenerate at heart. Hell yeah, random. Damn, Shiv, you got moved live after 1 payout. How much did you make if you got moved live after 1? What up, Freddie? I am. If we get back above this like trim area, I'd be interested. Primarily over 104. I like it. Under 104, I have less conviction overall. Because we're obviously still continuing this slight 5-minute downtrend here within this consolidation. We did spike last hour's low, but we have 19 minutes in which I would want to see a very strong push to fix that hourly candle. That's just a little consolidation, and that's it. I would want to see us close up at like 104.20s, which would be really nice. If we get back above the open for the hourly close, I'd be holding without any hesitation. Indices are stronger though, so I'm still cautious on it. But I'm leaving my stop where it is, seeing what happens. Robert, that was yesterday. I was outside a lot yesterday, not as much today, but I'll be outside a lot more. AXP, it makes sense, but it doesn't make, because you're talking about when they pass the eval, right? Because there's a perspective a lot of people don't necessarily see with prop firms from the business perspective, which is fine. But the reason they're not going to put people live the second they go funded is think of the current risk on prop firms and the numbers in general. Their risk at the moment is $2,000 a payout on most prop firms, actually a little less because of the payout splits per payout. If you're able to follow all the rules, meet the criteria in general, and make the profits, that's if you're able to do that. That's their risk. If they put you on live capital the second you pass an eval, every single eval you pass, they're risking $2,000. That's a lot of money. So for now, their total risk is for only the people who are able to get that payout, which is like 5%. So they would go under probably immediately if they gave people actual $2,000 right off the rip. You know what I mean? You had 20 performance counts, they had 8K each. Damn. Now, one day I'm going to go to the Apex grind and try to build up 20 accounts and just slow roll them to get the bigger payouts. But I'm just focused on these fucking Tradeifys right now. Might have blew my funded, but at least I'm up 5K on Tradeify cup account. Hell yeah. Adrian, tell you what works, brother. What part? I'll happily dive into it. Just need a little more thesis there. I used Apex when I was a beginner a couple years back. Trailing drawdown built a lot of bad habits. Yep. It's not, AK, here's my outlook on it. Trailing drawdown isn't predatory. Is it likely going to cause more people to fail the accounts? Yes. But there's a pro and a con. The con is that you have a trailing drawdown. The pro is that you can stack 20 accounts together and get a $40,000 payout every week. A lot of people like the pro in that aspect versus the con, because all you have to do is just get past that trailing threshold and you're fine. Because once you get past the trailing threshold, you have a static drawdown. Same thing with TPT. They have that, I don't know if it's uncapped payouts, but they have the daily payout, plus you can get like 5 or 10K if you make that in a day in a payout. So that's why they have the trailing drawdown. If they didn't, if Apex, I mean, they don't have it now. But let's say TPT didn't have a trailing drawdown, there'd be a lot more people getting that, which in turn, the overall cost for the company is going to go up exponentially, which means their net would go down exponentially. And for me, I'd rather have that on a company and know they'll be fine and can continue to pay me out and be something that I can support and talk about. So I'm okay with it. That's just my 2 cents on it. Oh, Adrian, the Tradeify Cup. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things. Like, you do terrible on a funded account, and then you trade an eval and you pass it right away. And you're like, well, shit. Right, David, I get that. And trust me, I understand that side of it wholeheartedly. But no one's required to buy the account. You know what I mean? Like, you get into the account knowing it is a trailing drawdown. And they explain what it is within all the rules. So like, that's the reason where I'm not like it's predatory, because people know what they're getting into. You know, like that's the way I look at it. But also they found a market with prop firms in general where 98% of people fail. So they're taking the risk to reward aspect on that for the business perspective, and that's just how it is. Yeah, and I agree. I personally don't like trailing stop. I do not. I've blown accounts in and funded accounts that weren't even red. Fully in profit, the account was still green in the end, and it was blown because of the trailing aspect. And you guys see how I trade. Obviously not today, but on some of my other trades. When I'm holding for those larger moves, trailing would kill me completely. The way Jake trades, trailing would kill him for the most part if he sees any bit of a pullback. So I don't love it, but there's a lot of good options out there where you don't necessarily have to have the trailing. Do I think it's great for people to be in the beginning part of trading and use a trailing drawdown? No. Do I think it can easily build bad habits? Yeah. It's great for scalpers, I can tell you that. Fully on my gold longs just past lucid eval. You guys are crushing it today. A lot of people passing. Mainly just a lot of people passing evals from what I've seen. Like a lot of people. I hope we reject the open here. Sorry for anybody long, but I hope we slam off the open. But congrats, Esso. Anyways, if you guys appreciate what we're doing and you want to show some love, like the stream, hit the little thumbs up button. Later on in the stream, we'll be doing a giveaway. I would love to see 150 likes. It's not crazy. Very doable. There's 176 you in here, and probably 70% of you guys haven't liked it. So hit the little thumbs up button, show some love, help us get some more traction overall on the YouTubes. And then later on, we'll be giving away 50K Tradeify growth account. Missed all the moves, no passing for me. I'm stuck in eval prison. Honestly, is it unfortunate? Yes. But the greatest thing is there's going to be trades in an hour, 4 hours, New York open, New York midday, New York afternoon. There's trades all the time. So it's fine missing it. Like if I get stopped out here, is what it is. I'll find something. Yesterday, I found a trade after the stream that I liked, which shocking. I shorted. Very shocking, I know. But I did. And then I accidentally locked myself out of the accounts for like 5 hours. Fellow Aussie here. Hell yeah. It's, what is it? 8:50-ish a.m. for you guys. Obviously, you're going to vary a little bit depending on time zones. But I think Australia is like 12 hours different from New York time. Or EST. Aussie, also, how long you been trading, brother? Adrian, I don't know. I don't. I can tell you today is the first day I have ever used the account lockout feature, and I will never use it again. I used to like be like, all right, I don't understand why people use it. Now I truly don't understand why anybody uses it. Like if you're tilting, I get it. But the way I would want to be able to use it is, let's say I have, like right now, I have fundeds on Tradeify. I have the cup account, and then I have evals. I would love to be able to lock out the fundeds so I can't accidentally trade them, which was what I was trying to do today. I was like, I'm going to lock this one account or these two accounts so I can't trade them, and then just rock the rest. Locked everything. And I'm like, son of a bitch. I do daily profit lockout. Yeah, that works too. My problem is though, Ali, I've done that before. And I've forgotten about it, and I get kicked out of like a really good trade when it goes a third of the way to my profit. So today I was in a trade on my TPT 50K eval, and I was up 2K, and they closed my trade. Do you know why? I have no clue, SO. I have no clue. I don't know if it's common, David. I mean, I haven't had it happen to me personally, so I don't know. But that's just the only info I have on that part. I don't see them physically pulling you out of a trade. I don't know. Austin, you've been trading 3 years. Nice. Yeah, I mean, you'll get through it, brother. Just if you need to, trade it a little bit slower on the evals and just take your time. You'll eventually grind up to it. I really don't mind taking time on my evals. Worst case, I eventually pass them, and then I just slow roll my funded accounts as well and trade them normally without yeeting it, which is good. Like my trade literally disappeared. Interesting. I've never seen that happen. I've also never traded TPT, so I can't give feedback on that. My problem is people ask a lot of questions about different prop firms. I don't know, because I just do not trade a lot of prop firms. I stick to my tried and true. The grass could be greener somewhere else, but I'm cool in this grass over here. I use it to not tilt. That makes sense, Jeremiah. It does. If you're on the edge, you're like, all right, I can't trade anymore because I don't want to tilt. But my perspective there is all I do is I just close the broker, which I can see. It can be easy if you're looking at a chart to reopen it, stuff like that. So I can see it. If you're just trying to not over trade or tilt in general and you're done for the day, I get it. For me though, I just wish it was a feature where it worked per account, not per trade evade account. Joe, where is your limit order? So you entered on TradingView, logged into your Tradeovate, and it filled you instantly, and it was down 500. Where's your order at? Would be my question. I don't like what the indices are doing, but oil's not moving. So I'm not like I hate the look of oil right now, but I can see the lower high potentially setting up, which would take us lower. So that's what I'm watching. We can easily set this lower high here off of our entry area. If we do, it'll likely tag us lower. And that would put the indices back above the open, getting that continuation. Those get the continuation, and we are just in a crazy range. Oh yeah, that hourly is nutty. That's a crazy candle. That is a crazy candle. Price action is beautiful on ESNQ. It's moving well if you just ignore how many points it is. Yeah, I agree. Joe, that's interesting. So it filled you 30 points above your limit. Wait. 28, 8, 38. So down here. And it filled you on this wick. I mean, MNQ, I looked at it, didn't get a random spike there. So I don't know. I don't know at all. I wanted the candle to flip. Do you sure it was a limit? I've also never traded on TradingView, so I don't know the details. But my only thing is it somehow went across this market, which would mean it would fill you there. What's the hourly look like? Oh, we just looked at it. Big lower wick. We basically need below here in the next 3 minutes to get some hope on oil. Bro, it's crazy when there's this volatility, like how many people it's just getting to right now. It was 100% a limit, definitely a bug. I mean, I hate to hear it, brother. Hopefully the account's still fine and you can trade it later on. But definitely take at least like a little bit of a breather. Trading view again. Valid option. That's why I preach trading through brokers. I know a lot of people don't. A lot of people like it, but I will always trade through the broker. I don't like the thought of trading through TradingView into Tradeovate, because even stuff like that can happen. And that's why I don't love the thought of copy trading across a bunch of accounts. I've seen people show videos where they put an execution on their main account and they had like 30 accounts on TradeSync or something, and it only sent like half of the order, so all the other ones just got blown. I would lose my shit. Also, someone asked earlier what we were listening to. I don't know if you're still here. I just remembered that you asked, so that's on me. We are currently listening to California Sunscapes 2025 Deep House Mix on Jake's YouTube, because I was on my YouTube, but I don't have ad free. Count not fine, but sorry, brother. Sorry to hear it. Yeah, I mean, when we get this volatility, you're not going to see stuff like that. But I know a lot of people are getting, like some people are doing really well in this. Some people are getting kind of cooked just by reading chat throughout the night. And if you're that person, nothing wrong with taking a breather. Nothing wrong with closing down and coming back tomorrow. The 1 hour looks disgusting, right? Oh, it didn't close below. YM still closed weaker, which is good, but we'll see what this hourly does. I need these to just straight capitulate to the lows and oil to just up here. I would appreciate that greatly. I broke my dry spell. Finally was getting cooked last month. Today's payout made everything. Let's go, bullish. Love to hear it, my man. I currently love the market. Yes, it is extremely range bound and volatile, but I've been trading a lot less. Like when we were making the overall rally on like the daily chart throughout this, I was trading every single session. I haven't traded New York in 2 days. Like I have not opened a single trade in 2 days. Was today partly my fault? Yes. I made it so I couldn't trade, but I mean, it's just been really nice throughout the overnight. Yeah, bullish. I love that. Love it. Anyways, in a little bit, I'll do the giveaway. Almost at 125 likes. Appreciate y'all. See if we can just get an oil squeeze. I do not hate trims anywhere in this area. We're already up 1.6 R off this trade. I'm going up for my target. That's where I'm going with it. I'm holding. Looking for the move up there. I will be taking half off if we get there. So we shall see, which isn't that far away. Patience does. And Ollie, what I'm really happy about is moving my stop those 5 points. Even though we didn't come down, we got to one tick away. If there was the slightest bit of volatility difference, cook. All right, I lied. One trim. I took one trim. That's it. Just one. I got filled 104.38. There is no way off of these anyone should be red. Stops break even, guaranteed for me. Guaranteed. Requirement here. At least break even. I got to go to the Grand Cup account, move that a little bit. Stops break even there. I can tell you right now, Grand Cup account, I'm holding. I don't care. That account is either break even or we're going for the gusto. I told you, when did you tell me it'll shoot up? Yeah. Are you on a different account? Because you just messaged saying, bro, I told you it'll shoot up. And that is your first message in the entire YouTube history. The entire. How do you always pump CL? What I do. Now, Polar Bear, I love trading oil. I love trading oil. Hopefully we can get some continuation. Either way though, 2.2R. So just under 4R on the session. Not too shabby if you took it at the highs. Not going to be a cumulative 4R because obviously trimmed. Didn't take full position. No, yeah, you're fine. Just people usually say that, but since it was your first one, because I'll usually go back and read people's messages to see. But no, there's no reason to be sorry at all. None. I can see why you love trading oil, Dara. Yes. The one thing I will say is, even from this week, now y'all know. Now y'all know why I trade oil. And like I said, gold, it's volatile, but it's a different type of volatility. Gold is like this on the lower time frames, right? Lower time frame volatility. Oil is mainly the higher time frame volatility where it'll just see a large move that you can catch. But a lot of times when it bases, it sits in consolidations. So it makes it fairly easy to trade. Like it moves so fluidly across almost every time frame. Now there will be times where you see, especially when news comes out, we'll spike these highs. We will slam the lows and then we will 3x that move back to the upside. And that is just the beast of oil sometimes. So I'm curious, how many of y'all is this week your first time trading oil with me? From, what was it, Sunday's stream or like today's? Higher time frame on oil, probably the most manipulated. I disagree. I would probably say China's indices are likely the most manipulated. But I mean, the thing is, yeah, oil is fully manipulated. Fully. But so is every single thing in the stock market. Everything. Yeah, for the first time in a long time, hell yeah. Polar Bear, eventually I'll get you to cave. I'll get you to cave, even if it's 1 micro. Jerson, how soon did I realize it was a marathon, not a race? I fucking lost everything. When I was just a complete degenerate and basically went broke. Lost like 50 grand. Wasn't fun. But yeah. That was the biggest thing. And it took me a while because I was chasing that euphoric dopamine aspect. And there's still times I have in the past. I haven't done it much at all this year, which I'm happy about, beyond happy about. But even last year, there were stints where for like a week straight, I would kind of chase the P&L a little bit. Now I'm getting really good at just rolling back to where I can sit back for a second and be like, all right, are we focusing on P&L or are we focusing on trading? And full real live aspect here. With this oil trade, if I held all the way up to here, I would be fairly close to getting that payout with Tradeify. And with that, that's why I was staring at this. And for me, wait, did I type the price here instead of trend? Let me do that. For me, I thought about holding and just not trimming at all because I really wanted to hit that number. I really did. So what I did instead is when I start to felt the urge of I really want to trim here, I took it. Fuck the overall broader target of the P&L perspective. I'm going to follow how I want to trade. And it took me a while to be able to do that. What's your first name? Dara. It's just Ron. Just take away the G. Well, actually, I have a grandpa name. It's Ronald. Yo, did I miss the giveaway? Making some badass. Nah, AXP, you didn't. I'm probably going to run it. Let's do 9:15 Eastern. 6 minutes, I will run the giveaway. Bullish. Jake does another event. I'll be there. It'd be crazy for me not to be there as one of the hosts. I appreciate you, AXP. I'm down 13K this year, so don't you worry. I'll catch up. Chubb, you're racing the wrong way, brother. You're going backwards around the track. You don't want to catch up to that number. Trust me. I didn't go to college, but I paid a college tuition. Oh, it's so lovely in the volume. I can leverage so much. When do you think during the year or what session volume oil may die down? I don't know. For me, I'm just, as long as oil keeps making decent moves, I'm gonna be trading oil. Indices are breaking out a little bit here. Don't love it. Oh well, we're gonna close no matter what, a good amount on the fundeds. But the Grand Cup account is quite literally going back to break even if we hit break even, which is so unfortunate. What was it up? 45. I mean, it was up 500, but it's nothing. Actually, yeah, we're just stuck overall. I don't think gold's going to move much more than night. I mean, there's a lot more time in the night. A lot more. Yeah, I'll leave the Grand Cup stop at break even. I was thinking about moving the Grand Cup stop just because, you know, I really don't care about that account for the most part. We'll see, though. I'm leaving that one. I mean, that's up to you, brother. For me, I'm likely just I'll probably be up around London. I'm not going to stay up super late again because I was up till like 3:30 yesterday. Not ideal. I ignored your first question. Ask it again. What is your first question? Oh, what do you think? Yeah, the one I was just talking about. Who needs sleep when you have caffeine? Am I right? I degen it and failed the Grand Cup. Ali, at this point with the Grand Cup, it is Hail Marys or nothing. Like and here's what I mean by the Grand Cup aspect. I have, what's my P&L? I have $2,000 in profit. And I am rank 4,600. I still have to pass 3,600 people to even be in the equation. Am I happy it's green? Hell yeah. But I have to step up to the plate and swing looking for that thing to make it. The problem is though, I trade stuff like YM, ES, and oil. Oil can be volatile. For those of you that are looking at these oil trades though, those of you that have been in the Discord know, this really isn't much on oil. Like if we hit this full target of 0.83 tick or 83 ticks, that's usually not even a trim when oil is being volatile. So we'll see. Man, I've got the Grand Cup. I have 3 evals to pass and 2 fundeds to trade. That's a waste of my time. I'm only up 1,500. So what I'm doing is when I trade a funded, I just full port the Grand Cup account with it. It's my entire strategy this whole time. But yeah, I forgot about my 2 evals. I have one eval that's red and one eval that's halfway to pass. and I've forgot. I haven't traded him this whole week. So your first question about the London, or did you ask a different question? Because the London, I mean, that's up to you. I'll be staying up, but I'm a night owl for the most part. People always like, they'll say, are you like people like asking the question, are you a night owl or are you a morning person? I'm both, whichever I want to be. And it depends on how I set my sleep schedule. Right now, I would rather stay up late, trade, because I love this session more. Ever since I just fell back in love with this session, I don't care about the mornings in the slightest. Who do you sleep when you have Project 365? Amen. Can you explain why you took oil here? Yeah. And also, something I'm beyond happy about is switching thesis and it being correct. That is something I very rarely do. So I am overly ecstatic about that. And what's crazy is I was saying this trade isn't even like a trim on when oil is volatile. And you look at how decent that trade is compared to this one. The main aspect of Polar Bear was we were trading off the negative correlations that weren't quite negatively correlating. And when we got in, if you look at the time frame, so when we got in here was 2005. If you look at 2005 here, that was here, and the indices were pushing back lower. So I was looking for oil, these kind of to keep being weaker as they broke below the open, and for oil to start to get some buying pressure, which it didn't quite do. And also at the same time, after we got in, the hourly did spike this low, starting to get a failure to go lower, which is nice. While we're also looking at it, 15-minute was holding as well. You can draw trend lines. I still don't love them. I deleted one of them, but you could draw something like that, which is what we're kind of respecting. To me, it's just a slow consolidation. If we break this high, we're going back higher. But we weren't seeing the selling pressure. As the indices ripped throughout this, we shorted oil. And it worked. But it wasn't getting that continuation. This is not getting that continuation. You start to see the indices pivot back. It starts to make me look at it and go, all right, what is oil really going to do here? Are we going to hold longer? Plus, on the broader perspectives, when we look at the 4-hour, we're in a consolidation near the highs. You look at the daily chart, daily inside bar, kind of near the highs of that candle. If we do get the buying pressure and get the break, oil can rip. But that's also why I'm happy I took a trim and now stops at break even. If it rips, sweet. Let's ride. If it doesn't, oh well. Honestly, I've been doing it heavily for 3 months, 2.5 months, 3 months. I've gotten very into it since the war stuff basically started. When the war stuff started, I was streaming only in Discord. And I would jump on stream. In the initial plan, everybody knew it was we are either shorting ES or we are longing oil. And that was all I did almost every single day. Was just that whole thesis. But no, now it's one of the main things I pay attention to is the negative correlation between them. If they're correlating, I don't like it. I'll also pay attention to the dollar a little bit, not as much. Like I'm not staring at the dollar 24/7. The dollar, I'll pay attention to the daily chart and broader levels. Like if the dollar gets over 99.5, I am bearish on the indices. If the dollar gets over 100.2, holy hell, do I want to short everything in existence? You know? That's a big if. That's like if oil gets over the highs, which is 105, 106, and we get up towards 110, I get really bearish. We break 110, I'm going to be swinging shorts every direction I can. Do you still stream at other times of the day in the Discord? No, Dara, I streamed it this time in the Discord. Before we started Project 365, I was streaming every single day within the Discord. Looks like that break even might come. She might come. She's getting volatile. A little violent. What I don't love is the hourly, but we have 41 minutes. So a lot can change. The number one thing that's happening though is if you look at any of the charts, we are just range bound. And for now, we kind of just vibe till we're not range bound. Oops, 9:19. All right. I said we were doing the giveaway 5 minutes ago, so that's my bad. Anyways, we didn't get 150. We're close though. 130, close enough. And how my giveaways work, I'll run the giveaway 30 if you guys would like to stream, and we'll be over 150 anyway. So, why didn't that work? Oh, wait. You're going to see it on every single chart. Once the bot comments, all you have to do is type !enter and you will be in the giveaway. What's the reason? Multi-time frame analysis, Dominic. It's just that way I can see the 5, 15, hourly, and 4 hour. Those are the main time frames I trade, so that's what I'm paying attention to. Yeah. What are you shorting? Also, I didn't start yet. I will be starting in a second. I don't want to miss that question. Yeah, it's just paying attention to multi-time frame analysis. So I'm seeing what every single time frame is telling us within the story. Do you ever look at Brent? No, I just look at crude. I just look at light crude. I'm shorting crude oil. Hope it works. With the indices being stronger, the negative correlation should play out there. I'll get stopped at break even. So I'm going to do this. If you typed enter, you're going to have to type it again. I have not started the bot. The bot has not sent a message yet. Sorry. Anyways, start giveaway. All right, it's up. Type !enter in the chat to be entered in the giveaway. While y'all are doing that, if anyone wants to throw comments in the chat, just wait till 5 minutes because you guys have 5 minutes to do the giveaway. After that, chat will slow down. They'll stop spamming and we'll be chilling. I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick. So y'all type !enter. Join the giveaway. I'll come back. Probably be stopped out on oil with what it looks like right now. So I'll see y'all in a sec. All right, chat, I'm back. Did we get stopped out? Nope, we're still in. Sorry to say this, but yeah, for your sake, or for our sake, I hope oil goes up and doesn't hit my stop. But if it does hit my stop, I hope it straight sells for you. If it hits the stop. If it doesn't hit the stop, though, I hope it goes up. Anyways, how much time we got left? 2 minutes, 20 seconds to enter the giveaway. !enter gets you in the giveaway. There is 98 of you in here. Or 98 of you in the giveaway. 173 in here. 141 likes. If you've entered the giveaway, do me a favor. Hit the like button on the stream. Maybe even subscribe to the channel. Enter. You can try it. I don't think it's going to work. Oh, I already saw you type it, so you're good. I hit the like. Appreciate you. This is going to be a 50K Tradeify growth account. It is the funded account I am currently trading. Obviously, you don't get the funded. You get the eval. You got to pass the eval. Then you get the funded. While I'm doing cheeky plugs, though, all of these are bought by Rake himself. All of this is funded by Rake himself. If you want to support us, if you trade prop firms, all I simply ask is if you enjoy the content, use code RAKE or code RT at nearly any big prop firm you want to use. There's a lot, and we keep adding more. FFF just got added as well. And I think right now, there's a bug on their end that those accounts are 80% off, or at least they were yesterday, which is insane because it was only supposed to be 50%. So could be a good little grab right there for you. Probably wasn't supposed to say that, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Use code RAKE, code RT at any prop firm. That's how you can support us the most. Yeah, Ollie, someone noticed that in Discord. Gus, it was FFF, code RAKE was giving people 80% off. I don't know if it still was, but I forget what account it was, but just check the accounts. But it was like $36, which is insane. You have 17 seconds to enter if you're not in. 115 of you in right now. See, look at that. I told you we did the giveaway and we got 150 likes. That's all it takes. This guy typed enter 6 times AXP. I guarantee you, if I click on his profile, which I'll do really quick. No, brother. He typed enter probably 42 times. Not 6, probably 42. FFF is Funded Futures Family, which I don't know if I have a link for. I'm going to do the giveaway and then I will do FFF. I'll get the link for it. It's not a prop firm I've ever used. I don't know anything about him. The Viking Trader 13, are you here? If you're here, congratulations. But shoot me a message in the YouTube chat so I know you're here. Tatas, I just looked at the entry list. I see you here. I see you lurking. He's not running back. Alex, it has been 0.3 seconds. Yeah, Gus, FFF, Funded Futures Family, is the one that was 80% off. Don't know if it still is. Viking, if you're in the Discord, shoot me a message in Discord. If not, shoot me a message in on Instagram. Adam, it was a mod. I made it a mod a while ago. It should be a mod. If it's not anymore, I'll fix it. But it should be a mod. Should be in blue. I'll look at that. They did an update and it kind of bugged it out. So the lot changed with it. But yeah, no, it does reply to everybody. There was well over 100 in there, which correlates with the amount of viewers because not everybody enters, which some people just have won before. Some people don't want to win. But yeah, it's been bugging you. As long as you type it, you're in. It might not reply to you, but I promise you, you are in. There's a large amount of people in this one. I'm not going to go through all the names, but I guarantee you everyone who typed it was in. Did Viking reply at all? Will do, thank you. Yeah, Viking, just let me know in chat which one you're going to DM me on. So that way I know to look for it. And then obviously let me know that, like your YouTube, that it's you. Would you long NQ off this resistance is currently having? No, not a shot in hell. Not even a little bit. No. For me, my trading style, no. Just because as we're looking at it, 15-minute fail to go lower, breaking back below the open with 29 seconds left in the 15-minute. No. We're going to close this 15-minute weaker. At that point, this should push lower. Doesn't have to push all the way down here, but it should push at least a little bit lower. But it's not going to be like a high potential setup there. The Streamlabs sent a message asking to be modded while on Alan's stream. Just okay, bet Adam, I'll do that after stream. I'll get it all set up. Appreciate you letting me know that. Yeah, I had everything set up perfectly modded. Then Streamlabs did an update and everything just tweaked. So I'll get it set up for them later. Actually, can I do it from here? Let's see. Maybe that's why it couldn't send links, because you guys can't send links. Did you just fix everything? Oh my God, Adam, you legend. Adam, you just fixed all of my issues. All of my issues. Oh my God, I could not figure out why the links weren't working. Oh, you just saved my day. You just made my week. Appreciate that, brother. Oh yeah, I can't make that call. I can't make that call. I can let Jake know what happened. That's not a call for me, but appreciate you, Adam. Mod you? If I knew you, possibly. At one point, I will say Jake was looking for mods. He was, like we were talking about it potentially. The problem is, though, it would have to be someone level-headed that's not just going to ban everybody. Because even I don't ban a lot of people. Just in case. But no, Adam, I appreciate that a lot. I didn't even notice that it got unmodded. And that just made it glorious. Thank you. I could not, half of the things weren't working, like half of the commands. None of the links were clickable, so I was copying, like pasting all of them. Can you put people in timeout? Yeah. Yeah, hysteric. That's what I would do. The problem is there's no like mid time frame, because what I want to do is put people in timeout if they annoy me, just that way they can't go on my stream anymore for like the day. But if I go like if I click on you and put you in timeout, it's 10 seconds, 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute, or 24 hours. It's either 30 minutes or 24 hours. Well, if I do it for 24 hours, you're back on my stream the next day. What does that do for me? Oh no, Adam, chat's gonna be doing that. Chat wants us to give away stuff. They want Jake to give away 1 billion accounts. So they're gonna keep saying, give Adam accounts, mod him. That's just the chat. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate all you guys. 176 you in here. Let's see this, because I know a lot of you don't talk. So I'm going to see if some of you do a poll. I know a lot more of you will answer a poll. Green. Red. All right. Just want to get a gauge on how the chat's doing today. Can you buy? Gosh, I have no clue. I think you can trade 5 accounts total, but look up the rules. Because I've never traded FFF. I've never traded them. Also, if that account is still 80% off, let me know. Because I might go grab some. Never traded it, but if it's 80% off, I'm going to buy as many as I can. In the stream, what is my name? My name's Ron. I'm Ron G. Goat. I'm about to pass my second funded, but I don't want to jinx it and 300 away. Kilo, the number one thing I do is I will set an order to kick me out when it hits a certain amount and then have it call it. It'll automatically. So like what I would do is, and this is a really good example in this trade. Let's say I need to make $1,000 to get a payout or to pass an account. I will take this trade. It's 3 hours. So maybe, we'll just use an example. Let's say I'm risking 400 or 500 and up here is going to be like 1,700. I'll set it at 1,000. So when it gets up to that point, it'll just kick me out. And I have no clue. So I'm not sitting here hyper fixated on the price action, but I know as long as the trade starts to work, I'll be good. First day here. Hell yeah. Zill, Zill, are you from Finland? One of our moderators, he's not on stream. I want to have him on a guest lesson sometimes, but he's a mountaineer specialist. His name's Joel. He's in the Discord and he's from Finland. Okay, so yeah, what you need to know about the stream in general. This is Project 365. I'm Ron. Obviously, a lot of you know. Some of you that are new don't know. I'm Ron. The main thing we have is we have 5 streams that go every single day. For me, it's 7 p.m. Eastern till 9 p.m. Eastern, which is 35 minutes ago. If the chat's a little slower, charts kind of suck, I'll cut it at around 9. If not, I'm usually 3 hours average, sometimes 4. Rarely 4, but sometimes. After me, 1 a.m. Eastern, we have the legend Alan for pre-market London. Then we have Jake, the main man, 8:30 a.m. Eastern for New York Open. He trades till about 11-ish. Then we have Mitch around noon, New York time. And then we have Lamelli, 2 p.m. Eastern. So there's 5 of us. Usually running 2 hours each. Mitch is an hour because he's midday right between 2 sessions. But that's also what he's able to. The FFF site says you can have unlimited evals with just 5 funders at a time. The code for the sale is limited to 5 times. Okay. Okay, but good to know. So you can buy 5 if they're 80% off. Beautiful, Kilo. Beautiful. Damn, remind you red by, don't you? Right, guy, just don't look at the poll. Just ignore that. Kakarov, the credit should be on the 50K account. You should go to buy it and it should show you a credit. That's all the info I know on it. What do you think of gold? I don't like gold. Gold's my arch nemesis. Holy. Gold fade. I mean, in general, gold is weak. I talked about it since the beginning of the stream. Like, I've talked about it for the past week in general. Gold is just a insanely weak chart. Here, actually, I can do this. I showed it in the beginning of the stream. I can't do what I was about to do because that would leak whatever I copied earlier. So let me copy it again. I did an entire gold breakdown across a couple Discords. For me, this is my exact thesis on gold. So if you want to read it, screenshot it, I'll leave it up for like a minute while I'm talking. But that's my entire thesis on gold. No, it's past. It's charging me an activation fee. Not supposed to be one. Yeah, Kakarov, I would just message support and see what they say with that. I missed Lamelli's session. That's when I sleep. That's the thing. You got to sleep during one session. Well, actually, that's a lie because I don't. Yeah, I don't sleep during sessions. I sleep in between them. All right, that should have been enough time to read it. Or at least screenshot it. I gotta go back to oil so I can look at the chart. Anyways, oil's back in profits. Are you gonna trade? Yes, Goss. I am still in the oil trade. Of course, brother. I did one on gold, oil, and ES. So if anyone wants to see any of those, let me know. And I'll just do what I just did so you can read it. But I did like broader breakdowns on them. Ellen's full session to morning session be tough. Yeah, that's the thing. If you're hitting most of the sessions, most of them are going to be tough in one way or another to hit like all of them. I also might end stream soon-ish because my voice is getting a little scratchy. You're still short? Where's your stop at? Yeah. If this 15 fails this little 3-bar play, I could see it. In reality, we're just in a range. We're still ranging. So I'm cool with whatever. Can you show your trades? These are my 2 trades, brother. This was an oil short I took, and this was an oil long I took. These are the only 2 trades I took this session. My Grand Cup rank. I'll see. It's actively updating right now because I am in this oil position with it. 4,546. I'm up. Where's the P&L? Oh no, that's before this trade. Okay, so before this trade, I'm 4,546 with 2,000 in profit. If oil can rip up to like 105, I should get close. No, we would need like 110s for me to be in the rankings. Do I think ES is a good buy? No, I don't. I have zero interest in longing. If we get above the open, I'm interested. Anything below the open, no. Especially here, ES is fighting last week's lows. We can keep holding this general area, keep ranging is what it is. Can it hold here? Yes. For me, I'm not, this isn't something I look at and say, hell yeah, I want to try to dip by this. I'm not trying to time a bottom on this, especially when volatility is like this. I'd rather wait till we start to build somewhat of a trend and long that. That's just my preference. Yeah, Joel, you can also, if you have a Tradeify, you can go to the Grand Cup and you can search people by name to figure out what their rank is. If you just look up Rong trades, you can actively watch me. So if I blow my account, you'll be able to see it. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yo, go look at gold. We just looked at it. Yeah, she tanked. Set that hourly lower high, and it just straight sold off. Don't love that we're pulling back here again. If this 15 fails, I might go flat and just call it. Could be ES holding last week's lows. See how we react to the open. Cole, the Outlaws only trade for the top 1,000. They get a guaranteed pass to the next set, which is kind of crazy because they get the guaranteed pass, but if they win, the prize pool gets cut in half, which is crazy. But yeah. What do you mean opening price? It's the Globex Open. So we're at 6 p.m. Eastern where oil opened. Appreciate you, coach. Dara is just looking for the conviction. What I would want to see is, let's say we get above the open, build somewhat of a consolidation here. You long at 80, throw a stop at, let's say, 73, If you just target highest session, it's easily 2R. Easily. So like, let's just say you get in somewhere around here. You have even a 7-point stop, which is kind of wider. Basically 2R, you know? And it all depends on structure. I base all my stops off structure. 2R trades, I feel like, aren't hard to find for the most part. It's the larger ones that are. Nadi, so I haven't paid too much attention to the orb because I've never traded that strategy. For me, what I like to do though, and you'll see it, you don't see it on oil, but you'll see it on, let's say, ES. I come into the market and I build these ranges to see how we react off of them. Like ES here, if we held this, I was bearish on ES off the open, but then we started to hold this and I started to lean more of a long. That's why I ended up shorting oil, which in theory could have longed ES, would have been better. But I watched that, it held because it's the consolidation from early in the morning into the end of day session. Same with NQ. NQ was down at 840s. You could have longed this area I was watching and been perfectly fine. So I find like broader pivots on, let's say, the 15 and the hourly charts, mark those out, and I just see how we react to those. Yeah, could. If it stops me break even, I hope it works for you. So why do you consider longing it when price did consolidate above the open the last hour? I was long oil. And it didn't consolidate above it. It was around it. I don't like this kind of price action because it's not really giving overall direction. It's just showing we're not breaking above or below the open. So it's more of a range there, which you did say range. But for me, I was broadly long oil. I'm likely not going to get in 2 trades, especially 2 trades countering each other. If I'm long oil, I'm not going to long ES because there's a negative correlation between them. That would essentially be like shorting ES and longing ES at the same time. Tried to enter the competition, but couldn't get it working. Damn. Yeah, Natty, I love trading this session more than I do New York. Joel, where are you at? Where are you ranked? My plan for the rest of the cup is to just swing. And you guys are either going to see my P&L as 0 or up near the 1,000 mark. Because I feel like that's the only thing for me to do at this point. I'm up $2,000. I need to be at least up like 7, and there's 3 days left. I got to swing. See if it works. What about RTY longs for a reversal? I mean, I'm not in love with it. What I would want to see is the next 12 minutes, get a stronger 4-hour close with a failure to go lower on the indices, and then I could see the overall conviction for the long. If we get that in 12 minutes, longs could easily rip. And this will get stopped out at break even on the runners. Ali, is it 80% still? Gandhi, isn't the flex 50%? Did you hit it in 1 day or did you hit it in multiple days? Big question. If you hit it in multiple days, then give it like 5 minutes, refresh the page, and you'll be able to activate it right then and there. Because it's same day within like 20 minutes. I think my light's overheating a little bit. Right, Gandhi, did you make that whole 3K today? Yeah, Ollie, if the light goes, I'll just end the stream because you guys won't be able to see anyway. Oh, no. Light's going to go. 1,500, Gandhi. You want to be at the 1,500 mark per day. Yeah, indices are looking stronger than this hourly close. Stop. Just got hit. Break even on the runners. Nice trades. I'm going to go ahead and call it a stream because my light is tweaking and I don't want to mess it up. And it's hot right now. So I'm going to leave that off for a second. It's going to get real dark. But I'm going to flip to the other screen. I'm going to call it a day. 2 really nice trades. Break even stop there. We'll take it on the runners. And y'all have a great rest of your night. If y'all have any more questions, I mean, I'll be back on tomorrow. Wait, currently up 14,000 on my Apex PA account. Struggling with the fibers. Damn. Nice, Yai. Just because 50. Yeah, Nadi. I mean, that's the same thing I was kind of stuck with on mine, on my fundage, because of the consistency in general. Thank God I had to stop there. Holy. Thank God we had to stop. But y'all have a good rest of the night. I will talk to y'all later.